Okay, good evening to everybody, or good morning, whichever the case may be. Good to see you all again. We shall begin with our first participant, which is Kok Seng from Singapore.
Good evening, Ajahn. I have two questions today. The first one is regarding my personal practice on meditation. Last few days, I'm able, for a very brief moment, I'm able to experience the no thinking, but it's only for a very short period. Then after that, all the thinking comes again. So I just want to find out whether is my practice correct.
Yes, this is normal. When you're first starting, your mindfulness is not strong enough to make it last long. So we call it Kanika Samadhi, which means brief Samadhi. You have to continue on developing more mindfulness. Then your Samadhi will last longer. And it will be called Appana Samadhi, which you got Kanika Samadhi, which is brief Samadhi. Then when you got Appana Samadhi, you got long Samadhi, which means it lasts for minutes or hours even, as dependent on the strength of your mindfulness. So you should continue developing mindfulness. When you're not meditating, you have to be constantly focusing your mind on either a mantra or on what you are doing at the moment. Try not to think about anything unless you really have to. Think as little as possible or not at all. There are periods in which you don't have to think, you just merely watch what you're doing. And there are times when you have to think, only think when it is really necessary. Don't daydream, don't think about wishful thinking, things like that. Okay?
Okay. Then my second question is regarding the Eightfold Path. Can Ajahn elaborate more about what is right thinking, the second part of the Eightfold Path?
Well, right thinking has many levels. If you're not practicing, you should think about good karma, do good karma and avoid doing bad karma. And if you're practicing, then you should think of purifying your mind by constantly developing mindfulness. And after you have gained enough strength of samadhi, then you want to think of the three characteristics of existence. Whenever you see things, you have to say they are impermanent, they are subjected to change and dissolution sooner or later. They are not under your control. They are natural phenomena. This is the thing that you want to think. It depends on which level you're in. If you're not meditating, and you can't think about not doing any bad karma, and try to do only good karma, like keeping the precepts and do charity work in as much as you can.
So when I'm practicing, meaning when I'm meditating, I should think about the three characteristics of anicca, dukkha, and anatta.
That comes later, only when you have developed enough samadhi, enough upekkha. Before that, you should stop thinking, using mindfulness to stop thinking. You want to be able to control your thinking first, be able to stop it anytime you want, be able to allow it to think anytime you want. Once you can do that, then you can then direct your thinking toward right thinking. Think of the three characteristics, think about the Four Noble Truths. But before that, you should not think. Your first goal is to stop thinking, which is right thinking. It's not to think is right thinking also. Not to think, and learn how to be able to control your thought, to stop your thought anytime you want to. Anytime you think of getting something, you should stop. Anytime you want to go someplace, you should stop. Because these are all will lead you to uh, sadness sooner or later. Because whatever you desire for will eventually disappear, be away from you, gone away, and you cannot force them to always be with you. So you can think in terms of anicca, impermanent. Anytime you desire for an object or something, you say this object won't last forever. This object will change, and this object will eventually disappear. And then you will be left alone and feel lonely again, feel sad. This is the way to think, if you should think. But if you haven't yet been able to control your thinking, stop your thinking, you should focus on stop thinking first. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Next, Willie from Indonesia.
Good evening, Ajahn. Today I don't have any questions. Thank
No
you.
question. Okay. Yenso from Penang.
Good evening, Ajahn. No question as well. Yeah.
Okay. Nanapat from Bangkok.
No question as
No
well.
question. Okay. Professor Kenneth from Switzerland. Are you teaching today?
Hello, Tanajan. Yes, I've just finished teaching.
Good.
So
now you're studying.
now I'm a student.
Yeah. How things can change suddenly, right? From being a teacher to become a student. Anicca, isn't it?
Suddenly change the sides.
Yeah.
This is more comfortable.
Any question today?
Yes, Tanajan, I would like to ask one thing. I've noticed over time in the practice that if the mind can become a little bit quiet, peaceful, then it seems that virtually like everything is okay, that all of the external factors and influences coming in, it's just okay. But when the mind is not calm, it's a bit stirred up, then basically nothing is okay. So it seems to me that like getting the mind calm is the way to just be able to accept the way things are going on, and that should be the focus. Is that the right way of seeing how things are happening? That's
right. When your mind happy, everything is okay, right? When your mind is not happy, everything is not okay. It's subjective. Everything remains the same. It's what changes is your mind. When your mind becomes desiring, craving, then everything is not okay because you're not getting what you want. But when you have no desire, no craving, then everything is okay because you don't want anything from anybody. So that's what we want to do, to calm the mind, to stop it from desiring, from craving. Then everything is okay.
Mm-hmm.
And when the mind is calm, the mind is happy and content. So it doesn't want anything, it doesn't need anything. So everything is okay, whether it's gonna flood, there'll be flood, or whether it's gonna be volcano eruption or whatever. The mind stay put, the mind happy where it is. This is what we want to do to our mind, to be calm, peaceful, and content. That's when the desire cannot work, cannot present themselves. But as soon as you start thinking, then your desire or your craving will follow suit. And then you will not be happy. You're not content, and you feel you are lacking something. You need something to make you happy. That's the consequence of desiring or craving for something. Or when your mind is not content or not peaceful or calm. So you want to calm your mind, make it peaceful all the time. Then you won't need to do anything to have anything. Only thing you might have to do is look after your body. And that isn't even paramount, or you can actually be happy to or willing to lose your body if you really have to. Because your mind doesn't even need the body anymore to get you something for you. So this is the goal of our practice, is to control our mind, to make it calm and peaceful and devoid of any cravings or desire. Once you can do that, then you can be happy forever. And everything around you will be okay. You see everything in a different prism, from a different perspective.
Yeah. It seems like to me everything around is actually just staying the same. It's the mind changing, and sometimes
your attitude toward them changes when your mind changes.
Yeah. Okay.
So try to keep the mind calm and peaceful, either with mindfulness or with wisdom, by seeing everything as natural process. You cannot really change them. They have their own ways of being or going. When you try to change them or try to control them, you can get frustrated or disappointed.
Yes.
This includes everything. Not our body, human body, a natural process, but our delusion wants to separate it from nature, but it's part of nature. It is nature. Only that we can control it to a certain extent. We can tell it what to do, walk, stand, sit, and so forth. But then only to a certain limit. Beyond that, you cannot control your body. You cannot stop your body from going through its process of aging, of getting sick, and eventually dying. So when your mind is calm, peaceful, everything is beautiful. I don't know what the word to say. Everything is beautiful when your mind is happy. When your mind is not happy, everything is ugly. Same world, but it depends on your mind. When your mind is happy, then everything happy. That's why people are happy during Christmas time, right? Everybody's happy, but not at other times. I don't know why people don't make Christmas every day, so they can be happy every day. They cannot afford to, right? They don't have the money to spend on Christmas every day.
Okay.
But that's not the way to be happy, because you rely on things. You rely on money, you rely on resources to be able to provide you with things to make you happy. But by just calming your mind, you don't need any resources. All you need is strong mindfulness and wisdom. That's all. So this is what we really need to develop. Two things: mindfulness first, then wisdom next.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Ajahn. Thank you very much.
All right. Next to Karen to San Jose, California. Are you flooding in California? Not in San Jose, maybe. I don't know.
You know, not where I am, and I don't watch the news. So I'm so much calmer if I don't watch the news or listen to the news. I've
Yes.
just decided the world's just going to go along without my help. But I do look out the window. I do check the weather forecast on my phone and see if it's going to affect me. Is there anything I need to do? Will my neighbors need me?
Yeah, that's
And
good.
otherwise,
That's good. Why carry the world on your shoulder, right?
yeah, and that's how I have always been. It's like to prove that I care, that I drive myself crazy with worry about things I can't control. So I have no questions. I'm just very, very happy to be here. This is the highlight of my week.
Okay, good to see you.
Thank you.
Maybe later if you have any questions.
Okay.
Okay, Gavin next. Gavin is from Washington State.
Hello, Ajahn. I'd like to ask today, as we continue developing our sati, does it become easier to maintain?
Yes, it's like learning how to ride a bike. When you're first learning how to ride a bike, you find it difficult to control your bike. But as you practice, you do more of it, you become more proficient. And eventually you can ride a bike without using your hand sometimes. Same thing with mindfulness. When you first started, you have to force it because your mind doesn't want to stay still. Your mind wants to move around. So you find it difficult to keep it in one place, like with one object, such as your mantra or your body. But as you keep doing it, it becomes more easier as you go along, because the mind starts to accept the training. So eventually it become automatic. Mindfulness can become eventually automatic. You don't even have to force it. You will do it. You will be mindful all the time. So this is something that you have to be patient and have to be persistent. Don't give up. Don't be discouraged. It's like a child learning how to stand up and walk or run. It takes time, but the child keeps trying, right? When you're a child, you try to stand, and you might be able to stand for a few seconds, and then you fall down again. But you keep coming back, you keep standing, and eventually you start to walk. And next you know, you'll be running.
Okay.
Practice makes perfect. You have to keep on practicing mindfulness from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. Set up a resolution. You need something to force you to do it. If you don't, you keep sticking to your old routine, your old habit. So you have to set up some sort of a goal. Like, okay, as soon as I get up, the first thing I want to do is start my mindfulness before I do anything else. By watching my body, position, posture, seeing your body lying down, and next you're gonna have to get up, sit down, get up and sit, and you have to stand, and then you have to walk to the toilet to do whatever you need to do. Just keep watching your body, or if not, just use the mantra. Don't think about anything that you don't really need to think. You might think, oh, okay, what's today, what I have to do. Once you know that, then you go and prepare yourself to do what you need to do. By doing this, you don't need to think about anything else.
Okay, thank you, Ajahn. I just wanted to ask because I've been starting to glimpse that it's the chitta sometimes rather stay with anapanasati versus thinking, but I wanted to make sure it wasn't like a trick of my kilesas to like let my guard down.
Okay, I'll find. It's nice always to be careful because the kilesa is a bit smarter than we are. And it can always lure you into complacency. Say, oh, I'm okay now, I'm fine. And the next thing you know, you're in trouble again. So always try to be mindful, be vigilant.
Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Next, Felicia Chan from Malaysia.
Good evening, Prajan. Prajan, when I meditate. Hello,
Yes, go ahead.
Prajan.
Go ahead. I
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Prajan, when I meditate, the mind very still and mindful. I note the thinking and feeling not real. And I feel like I am out of the body. I am not disturbed by anything, like flying in the air. Very calm, very light, very happy and peaceful. This kind of happiness very difficult to explain. Ajahn, may I know this is what kind of samadhi?
I don't think you should worry about what kind of samadhi, as long as it makes you happy and peaceful.
Okay.
Because we sometimes cannot measure the different level of samadhi accurately, and it's not important. It's like when you eat, you don't measure how full you are, right? You just keep eating until you no longer can eat. So you keep on doing mindfulness for as long as you can, until the mind always remain calm and peaceful and happy.
Okay. Ajahn, may I know is the heaven seem like this?
Yes, this is the highest form of heaven. This is the Brahma world, higher than the Deva world. The Deva have happiness from what you call, from consuming the sensual objects, Nice. But this heaven is this happiness, this type of heaven arising from the mind becoming calm and peaceful.
Okay, sadhu. Ajahn, in usual time, I use mindfulness. I can see I become as an outsider, like watching everything, watching the body, everything I do lah. I do practice like this. Is it correct?
Yes, only that, but you still have to do something when you have to. You can watch and try not to be involved with everything. But then again, there might be some situation that requires you to be involved. Then you have to be involved.
Okay. Anudana Prajan Sadhu.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Sajalka from Silver Spring, Maryland.
Good evening, Tanajan. I was keenly listening to Kokseng and Kenneth's question, and in Kokseng's segment, you said something about purifying the mind. So, can you say something more, like how the purification of the mind to go together with the mindfulness and the development of wisdom? I think I could be very interested in that.
Both mindfulness and wisdom is the process of purification. You want to purify the mind from having any defilement, and mindfulness will stop your defilement temporarily, but not permanently. Once you can stop your defilement temporarily, the next step is to stop it completely by using wisdom. So the practice of mindfulness and wisdom is actually the purification of the mind. The goal is to get rid of all your defilements, your greed, hate, and delusion, which are the ones that are causing you all sort of problem. Once you no longer have these defilements, you won't have any problem. You will see everything as beautiful. Everything is okay. No need to do anything to anything. Everything is whole and complete in themselves. You don't need to do anything to nature. Leave nature alone.
So trying to do something about it actually causes us grief.
Yeah, bhavana is a process of purification. Maybe am I listening to you? Did I hear you right? Did you say bhavana?
No, I said that the thinking, my own thinking, deluded thinking is the one which is actually causing problem, because I'm trying to see things in one way or the other. That is the one which is imposing myself onto the actual thing, which is not either way, perhaps.
Right. Because when you think your defilement will wants to get what you think. When you think of apple, you want to have an apple. When you think of a hamburger, you want to have a hamburger. But when you don't think about apple or hamburger, then there will be no desire for apple or hamburger. So stop thinking, and you don't need to eat apple or hamburger. You can you can eat emptiness. Emptiness is much more fulfilling, and it won't make you fat. I promise you. This is the right way to diet. To diet yourself is to meditate. Every time you think of apple or hamburger, you go meditate. And when your mind becomes calm, your mind will become full, and it will not be hungry for apple or burgers. And you don't have to eat apple or burgers. Then you can control your weight. Simple, isn't it? But hard to do, because you haven't tried, you haven't learned how to meditate yet. But once you know how to meditate, then you can control your diet very easily. You can fast if you feel that you're too heavy. You can fast for a few days. Just drink liquid. All right?
Thank you. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Alvin from Malaysia. Did you come into the live Q&A last Sunday? I saw you coming.
Yeah, just good evening, Ajahn. Yes, just almost another 15-20 minutes left. I was in. Yeah. Good evening, Ajahn. Ajahn, I got a question regarding what Kevin asked in terms of mindfulness. Ajahn, you said that from the moment you open your eyes until you go to sleep, you need to be mindful. So I'm just wondering, every single step, like when I know I walk, so I'm being mindful. When I sit down and eat, I'm being mindful that I'm sitting down and eat. Do I have to watch every single movement when I eat, like when I my hand moving, eating, chewing, knowing that I'm chewing and knowing that I'm swallowing? Do I need to know all those, or just know that I'm eating? That is
just keep focusing on what you do. You can do a slow motion by every movement, or you can do it faster. You can wind faster, or you can wind slower. It depends on what makes you stick to what you do. Sometimes if you go too fast, your mind might slip away and go think about something else. So you might want to force it to do a slow motion. Watch every movement. Using the spoon to scoop up the food, putting in your mouth, chewing, and then swallowing. Maybe this is for starting, but once you become more adept, you might not have to be that close to it. Just as long as you can keep your mind with the body's movement, activity, and not go thinking about other things. There are some places that teach people to learn when they walk, they're learning how to walk. First you raise your foot, then you push your foot forward and place your foot down, and then you raise the other foot. Yes. If this is what makes your mind concentrated, that's okay. But if you can do this without having to do this, you just walk normally and then be able to concentrate on your walking, then you don't need to do that. It's up to you.
I tried doing the slow motion, but sometimes I will go off balance a bit. It's quite hard when
And it's not practical. It's not practical. You want to be practical at the same time because you want to do it all day long and continue on your daily routine. So you just use just keep watching what you do normally. You don't have to slow it down.
Okay. So while eating as well, I mean, if I can.
Eating, just concentrate on eating. Don't think about expenses or income or anything like that. Just pay attention to what you're eating.
Okay, all right.
Or when you're taking a shower, just concentrate on watching. Just do the shower. Soaping your body, washing it with the shower and so forth. Just stay with your activity, your current activity.
What about the feeling? Let's say in terms of shower, you are.
Don't worry about the feeling. Just keep watching the body.
Okay.
Because when you watch your feeling, maybe there's too many things for you to do. You don't need to. Just watch your body. Only one thing.
Okay, just watch one action. All right.
If you keep doing this when you meditate, then you'll be watching your breath. Like you continue on your mindfulness, and it will be easy. Your mind will not stray away to something else when you meditate.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Thanks.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's all. Thanks.
All right. Kalfailim, next.
Good day to you, Ajahn. Today I have no question today. Good to be here listening.
Musli from Indonesia. Do you have any question?
Evening, I have no question tonight. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, Belinda from Singapore.
Good evening, Tanajan. No question for now. Thank you.
Okay, Gary also from Singapore.
Good evening, Tanajan. No questions for me tonight.
No question. Alfredo from Brazil. Ubeka.
Hi, Bante. I'm very happy. My samadhi is very establishment.
Good.
My hindrances is very control. It's very good.
Under control.
Oh yes, it's difficult to control the hindrances, né? And now my meditation is very good. I think to be continued.
Good. Do you have any questions?
Last week I say to you for my names, né, Bante?
Yes.
Do you know the name of my vihara?
No.
Jhana, Vipassana, Bhavana, Pamoja, Sada, Rama.
I see. That's a good name. Okay.
Jhana is very good. First jhana is very good. Fourth jhana is very good. Samadhi is very good. Yes. Vipassana is the all things are Vipassana, né, Bante? To Dhamma, né? Pamoja is happy. Pamoja is motivation to practice, né? Pamoja is conduct to good things, né?
Yes.
Sada, I like Sada, but Sada is for me is the same Upeka. Sada and Upeka is the same. Sada is very, because Buddha is very big. Buddha is very big. And Sada is for me is very, very important. I like Sada.
Okay, good. As long as it makes you happy, it's okay.
Oh, thanks.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Good to see you.
Yes, thanks.
All right. Next, Philip from Malaysia.
Good evening, Tanajan. I don't have any questions. If there's anything.
Okay, Suyan Jack from Vancouver, Canada.
Hello, Tanajan.
Anything today?
But Ajahn, just now Gavin, you said the kilesa is smarter than us. How do we outsmart the kilesa, Ajahn?
You have to use mindfulness and wisdom. Outsmart it. You have to use the teaching of the Buddha to see that everything doesn't belong to you. Nothing belongs to you. Everything is anatta. Everything is anicca. And everything will hurt you if you want to possess them, have them under your control. Because one day they will rebel and hurt you. Your body one day is going to rebel. It's going to get old, it's going to get sick, and it's going to die. And the body of your husband, the body of your father, mother, the body of your sons, your daughter, everybody will rebel one day. So you have to outsmart your defilement by not claiming them to be yours. They belong to nature. They belong to the four elements. They come from the four elements. And one day the four elements will reclaim them. Okay. This is what you have to teach your mind. Not thinking, oh, he's my husband, he's my daughter, she's my daughter, he's my son, my father. These are not truth. This is not truth. The truth is they are all four elements. So everything in this world are all made up from the four elements. Or maybe not all four. Some might be made from one or two or three, but they are all elements. And you cannot own them. You cannot possess them and say, this is me, this is mine. And then you can keep it with you forever. So this is what you should try to contemplate. Every time you sing, you say, oh, this is my house. You say, no, this is not my house. This is a place I stay temporarily. One day I will have to lose it. Think of losing everything, then you will outsmart your defilement. Your defilement wants you to have everything be with you, belong to you forever. This is your defilement. So you have to use the truth to outsmart your defilement. Say, everything don't last. All things have to pass away sooner or later. Okay. Maybe it's a bit.
Sorry, Ajahn.
Go ahead. Continue on.
Are they like when they are being tricky? Is there a way to detect? Like, is there a way to prevent or detect this just by mindfulness and wisdom? Just the two ways you just described, Ajahn.
Well, it's hard to say how tricky they become. You have to find out yourself. There's no set of tricks they do. To each person, they might be a little bit different.
Oh,
but as soon as you think that everything is okay, this is also a trick already.
Oh.
If you think your financial status, everything that you have right now is okay, then you're being tricked.
Oh.
Because it's not going to be okay. It's not going to be like this all the time.
Oh. So it's not being content then, Ajahn. It's different.
It's not to be content with things around you, but you can be content with your mind. There's two different contentment. Oh. You're content with things around you. It means you are being complacent. You're being tricked already. You forget anicca. You forget that things keep changing. Sometimes they change slowly, sometimes they change suddenly. So this is what you have to always to outsmart your defilement. Always tell yourself nothing remain the same, and anything can happen anytime, anywhere. Be ready for it. The storm can come anytime without the prediction from the weatherman. But the Buddha is a real weatherman. He said, be prepared for the storm. It can come to you anytime. Mental storm. Dukkha will come to you anytime. As soon as you become outsmarted by your defilement, the dukkha will arrive right away. But if you're smarter than your defilement, then your dukkha cannot come into your mind. If you keep thinking everything is anicca, everything is anatta, then dukkha cannot come into your mind. But as soon as you think everything is permanent, everything belongs to you, under your control, then dukkha will come into your mind. Okay? Can you do this? Just tell yourself, things gonna change, and you cannot stop it from changing. Sometimes it takes a bit of time, to see the change, but it's constantly changing. Look at your body. Your body is changing every day, every second, but you cannot see the change because it's so minute. But if you take a photograph of yourself and look at it 5 years from now, you say, "Oh, this is a different person," right? But if you look yourself in the mirror every day, you seem to be looking at the same person, same body, same appearance, same profile. But if you take a photo and look at it 5 years later, you say, "Hey, this is a different person almost."
Ajahn, I watched Ajahn, I watched the Zoom meeting, like I watched over and over, and I see myself, and then even like after this meeting, if I watch it again, I feel that, oh, I really feel that, how come I don't feel that that's me? Like I don't feel that that's Czech talking. Like you're right, Ajahn. It's strange that just a short. Sorry, Ajahn. Sorry, Ajahn. I think it's helpful to look back, Ajahn.
Yeah, sometimes it's helpful to look back to see the changes. Look at the time when you were born and now, and then projected it forward to the time when you die. This is the way to see the process of anicca of your body. Okay. Sri, you have any question?
But Ajahn, like I found that when how we, like, for example, during anapanasati, like if there are thoughts coming in, like how we deal with it at that moment. Now
Ignore it. Just keep watching your breath.
Like the mind, how react to it, right? It's transforming to a daily activities now. Seems like, right? So like anapanasati is kind of like a training ground.
It's training in mindfulness. When you sit, but you do training mindfulness at other times also, like watching your body. It's the same thing as anapanasati.
Same thing, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing, like be able to transform into a daily activities.
You just change your object of concentration. That's all.
Yeah. Instead of one, I'm focusing on the breath, and then daily activity focusing on the body.
That's right.
The same thought coming in. One is like, going to
one is called Kaya Nusati. Kaya Nusati. The other one is called Anapanasati.
So we have to do this kind of consistent.
Right, from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep.
Yeah. Okay.
See, why do you have to switch to the breath? That's because when you're sitting, you're not moving, you're not doing anything. So you don't know what to watch. So you watch your breath, which is still moving.
Yeah.
But when you get up, it's hard to watch your breath. It's easier to watch your body. So you watch your body instead.
Yeah. So I always found like Buddha like thought that this method, like anapanasati, is kind of to improve our mindfulness, like use the breath to improve our mindfulness. But of course, eventually we want to achieve samadhi.
You want to use mindfulness of breathing to calm your mind, to still your mind completely. If your body is still moving, you cannot calm your mind completely because your mind still has to control your body. But when you sit, then the mind don't have to control your body anymore. Then it can go into completely still. It can become completely still because there's nothing for it to do. But if you're walking, you still have to, the mind still have to command and control the body's movements.
Yeah.
So if you want to enter jhana, you have to sit down. Your body has to be still first before your mind can become still completely. When you do walking meditation or when you do mindfulness of body, your mind can only be half still because the other half still has to work by controlling your body.
Okay. And Ajahn, sometimes if my mind becoming like calmer and calmer, and I feel like the body is kind of sinking, like falling down.
Don't worry about it. Don't pay any attention. Keep just watching your breath.
Yeah.
Don't pay attention to anything that happens when you are watching your breath. Don't be distracted. Because as soon as you are distracted, your advance will stop. Your meditation will stop there. It won't go anywhere further. You only to go further into emptiness. You have to keep on watching your breath. Eventually, everything that appears will disappear. And all you have left is emptiness.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, yeah.
Ajahn, sorry, may I ask another question?
Sure.
Ajahn, like in the daily life, I like the Buddha method. But when I sit, I love the breath, the anapanasati. And I tried before when sitting, I continue the Buddha, and I don't like it. I don't know. I wonder.
It's okay. You can change from mantra to watching your breath. Because watching your breath, I think, will make your mind become still easier because the mind doesn't have to recite the mantra. But for some people, they can recite the mantra and get into jhana that way also. So most method works. It depends on your preference.
It's not wrong to not like the Buddha when I sit down. Like,
No, it's preference. I think it's your preference.
Oh, okay. It's not defilement trying to outsmart me, right? Okay.
No.
Okay. Just checking now. Okay, all right. Ajahn, can I make this last comment?
Okay.
Ajahn, last week we talked about Santa Claus. I figured that the real Santa Claus is Buddha and Sangha because they give us the Dhamma. Is that right statement, Ajahn?
Yeah, you can say that. And it's every day. They give you every day. The Buddha, when he was alive, he gave 4 Dhamma discourses, for session of Dhamma talks. In the afternoon, he gave talks to the lay people. At night, in the evening, he gave talks to monks and ordained meshi or bhikshuni. And at night, in the middle of the night, he'll give talks with the deva, the spiritual beings. And in the morning, before he goes on alms round, he searched for for a person also who might be able to benefit from his teaching on that day, then he will go to that person. If he see that person is that person's mind is ripe for Dhamma, it's ready for Dhamma and ready to become enlightened, with just a little push from his wisdom, then he will go and give that person that push. This is the duty of the Buddha 45 years after his enlightenment. That's what he did. He did nothing else. Aside from alms collection, that's for his body. And also giving the people the opportunity to make merit. So you can say the Buddha is the embodiment of Santa Claus.
and the Sangha, because you give us the Dhamma.
But the Buddha and the Sangha don't give you material things. So people look at Buddhism and when they compare to Christianity, they think Buddhism is selfish, not giving any material things like Christianity. Christian go build hospital, build school, give food and things for the. Why Buddhists they collect food for people?
But you give the best gift in the world, Ajahn.
People don't know that. They don't know Dhamma is the best gift because they don't appreciate. They don't know how to use Dhamma for their benefit. Only those who can use Dhamma for their benefit, then they realize that nothing is this world is more precious than the Dhamma. That's why we call the triple gem the triple gems. They are gems. They are very precious gems. More precious than anything else in this world are the triple gems.
No Santa Claus can give us a gem. Ajahn. Santa Claus can give us a normal gift.
Give you a new phone or give you a new computer, a new TV. They cannot give you liberation from dukkha. Only the Dhamma can give you liberation from dukkha.
Right.
Tan Ajahn, may I ask, like, let's say if a monk go and collect food and then like sometime he didn't collect any food after the hour passed, so he will have to walk back and keep train without food.
Then he has to fast that day. He has to skip eating that day. But normally, usually doesn't happen. Only when you just happen to go into a community where they don't practice giving alms, then you don't go there to collect alms. You have to know where you go collect alms. You don't go into a Muslim village and collect alms, or a Christian village. You go into a Buddhist village.
You have to be rational, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
thank you. All right. Next. Yokbe or Yokbe. Can you hear me? YOKBES S21. Can you unmute your microphone first? You have to unmute your microphone before you can speak.
Push the button.
He cannot hear you if you don't unmute your microphone. Look below on the screen at the microphone. I don't think she knows how to unmute her microphone. Then can anybody instruct her, sending her? I'll go to Monica first. Okay. Monica.
Good evening, Tan Ajahn. Nice to see you today.
Any question today?
Yeah, actually I have 2 questions. Just further to the questions on the kilesas. was 2 weeks ago, I was mentioning that I was training my mind on this danger and safe zone. But then subsequently, it doesn't work anymore. Is it that the kilesas, the mind is not responding? Is this the kilesas trying to interfere?
No, sometimes some of this object of meditation is not it only suit for a certain condition, situation, not all the time. That's why you need to use the body as your object of mindfulness. Or mantra, this will be suitable all the time. With other things, you might need to have a certain situation to be able to use it. So if you find you cannot use it, then come back to the mantra or come back to watching your body.
Okay.
This will always work.
Yeah, lately also I've been doing some reflection, and then it's quite good because I was reflecting using the law of karma. It works quite well. The mind likes it.
Yes, it works, but it works only on a low level. See?
Oh, okay.
If you want to go any higher level, it probably won't work for you because you need to have samadhi first before you can let go of your body, for instance, let go of your attachment to your body. But if you want to let go of something less value to you, then it's easy to use these things. Like if you want to let go of your money, maybe it's easier.
Okay. So in this case, that means can we do this reflection during the normal day, or should we actually go further using Buddha or Anicca Dukkha Anatta?
I think you should use mindfulness. Don't do any reflection at this time yet, because it will prevent you from achieving any samadhi, and then your reflection will not be useful. You won't be able to use your reflection to let go of your attachment. If your mind hasn't had ubekkha or samadhi to let go. So first you need to have the tool, which is ubekkha, and you get ubekkha by entering into samadhi or jhana. And in order to enter into samadhi, you need to have mindfulness. So you want to develop mindfulness to stop thinking first. Don't think. When you reflect, you think. See? So when you think, you will never be able to get into jhana. So you're doing thinking at the wrong time. Thinking should come after you have acquired jhana, acquired equanimity. Then you can then think, and then you can then use equanimity to cut off your attachment. But if you don't have equanimity, you cannot let go of your attachment. Even though you know attachment causes you dukkha, you cannot stop. You cannot stop your attachment because you don't have the tool.
我有入到，但我唔識得嘅痛點。
Okay.
Okay. So try not to think, reflect really. Maybe only under some situation in which you find useful to solve your immediate problem, then you use reflection. But on a more important issue, like letting go of your body, your feelings, or your mental state, this you need to have. You have ubekkha to do it. So try to get to ubekkha first. Once you have ubekkha, then you can reflect on any object you want, and you will be able to let go of your attachment to them.
So that means ultimately, a whole day I should try to
Stop
not
thinking,
to think,
not
stop
to think,
thinking.
and get into jhana and meditate and try to sit as much as possible. whenever you can to get into jhana. And once you get into jhana, you try to master your jhana. Try to do it more until you can get into jhana anytime you want. Then when you come out and you might have upekkha, then you can then start contemplating on the nature of your body and let go of your attachment to your body first. Then go to the feeling next, and then go to the mental state. Okay.
So, yeah. Then I have another question. I was reading on this the Forest Desanas by Luantama Buwa. So he was mentioning that there was one phrase saying that concepts can lead to insanity. How is this so?
Concept is thinking. Sometimes you think until you become restless and agitated. And people go crazy because of their thoughts, not because of anything else. Sometimes they worry about COVID-19, worry about dying, and they think until they become crazy, they become depressed, they become insane. It's the thought that makes them insane, nothing else.
So thinking is actually all the concepts.
Yes, it's all about concept when you think. And usually delusional concept, not real concept. Real concept won't cause you any insanity. It's your delusional concept that causes you. The concept of self, the concept of things will make you happy. These are the wrong concepts. The real concept is everything will hurt you, not make you happy. Everything will make you sad.
I think the internet have all sorts of bombardments of concepts.
They're all delusional.
Yeah, true.
Because they're not according to truth. Truth is impermanent, anicca, dukkha, anatta. But our concepts are the opposite. We see things as permanent. We see things as making us happy. We see things as belonging to us. And this is the wrong concept. Or wrong thinking. Miccha titi, miccha sangapo, miccha, right? Wrong thought, wrong view. So you want to correct it by thinking of the opposite. Like thinking of death. This is truth. But we don't want to think of death because we are afraid of death. We don't want to die. But we die anyway, right?
Yes, true. Yeah, true.
But we die unhappy and we live unhappy because we are constantly afraid of death.
Yeah. True. I think a lot of people die unhappy.
And live unhappy also. And live unhappy.
Yeah,
because they are delusional. They think the body belongs to them. They think that the body should last forever.
True, because recently I lost my auntie and my daughter dreamt of her. We used to dream of departed relatives. So I think a lot of people die unhappy.
Nobody die happy except the Buddha and his noble disciples.
Yeah.
They say, I have got rid of my final burden, the body. Yeah.
True.
To them, the body is a burden.
Yeah, there are a lot of mental storms everywhere. True.
All over the entire triple world, all have dukkha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, right. Thank you, Tanajan.
Okay, let me go back to Yogbe. Yogbe, can you unmute your microphone now? Not yet. Yes. Okay, ask to unmute. Okay. You can speak now. I think we can hear you now. Where are you from?
Good evening, Ajahn. I'm from New York.
New York. Okay.
Yes. I'm the first time in this conversation, and my friend is Melissa Chan invites me I'm the first time in the Zoom is there, yeah.
I see Felicia Chan from Malaysia.
Yes, it's my classmates there.
I see, okay.
I'm the first time my English not that well. That's why I'm trying to learning from the Buddha.
Okay, you have any question?
So far I have no question yet. Thank you, Ajahn. Thank you.
Okay, then keep listening. Keep learning first.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Satu.
Next, Johanna from Indonesia.
Good evening, Ajahn. Ajahn, I want to ask, why is it that when my practice about to improve, my hindrances become stronger than before? Is there any wisdom or thought I can use to cut the hindrances right away, Ajahn?
It's a self-preservation of the defilements. As soon as you start to eliminate, you start to fight back. You want to preserve. So you find it more difficult than normal. If you don't try to get rid of your defilement, your defilement won't react strongly to you.
Oh.
So it's natural. It's just natural.
It's natural.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So I have to put more effort than before, Ajahn.
Yes, especially mindfulness. You need first. You need to develop mindfulness before you can do anything tangible.
Mm-hmm.
Try to be mindful.
I try to use watching my breath while I'm doing something, except buto.
Yeah, and not practical because you are doing two things at the same time. See? You're watching your breath and you're also doing something else. So it's better to watch what you're doing. Then you only do one thing together.
So I can. It means that I can switch, right? Ajahn, when I'm when I'm working and typing keyboard while I'm working, then I'm focusing.
That's right, on what you do,
Yeah, and then after finish, then I can go back and watch my breath. Right?
If you're not doing anything else and if you're sitting down, then you can watch your breath.
Oh, okay. So the point is, as long as I'm not thinking, right, Ajahn?
That's right. If you're not thinking, then your hindrance cannot appear. Your hindrance follow your thinking.
Okay. Okay, Ajahn.
So once you have mindfulness, you can control everything in under control, under your control.
Yeah, the hindrances comes up as a laziness. Sometimes I become lazy to meditate, but before I'm so diligent to meditate, but after there is some improvement, suddenly I become lazy.
As soon as your hindrance come up, you can use a mantra to help you develop mindfulness to stop your hindrance.
Okay.
Just keep reciting mantra or do some chanting for a while. Then your hindrance will disappear.
Okay, Ajahn.
Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Next, Evie from Indonesia.
Yeah, Ajahn. Can Ajahn hear me?
Yes, perfectly.
Ajahn, I have 5 questions. Can I?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Ajahn, I want to ask, can we reject people who only want to take advantage of us? Usually I help, but as time goes on, he or she is getting more and more and always looking for opportunity to get more of my help. So I think these people is just want to take my advantage. Can I reject these people?
Well, you don't have to meet them. You don't have to have anything to do with them. It's not wrong. If you have a snake, do you want to still continue being friend with the snake?
Yeah.
If
So
somebody's gonna hurt you, then you don't want to have anything to do with them, right?
yeah.
Okay.
But they don't hurt me. Just want to take advantage from me.
Well,
I know
taking
that.
advantage.
I know that.
If you want to be a Santa Claus, then you let them take advantage of you, so you can have dana parami.
Yeah. I have parami if I help people like this, Ajahn.
Yes, if you can help everybody, then you have parami. You can become Santa Claus.
Yeah, it's true. But with no hard feeling, like so no so what with no have bad feeling, alright.
When you reject people, you don't hate them. You just use wisdom to teach, to common sense to tell you that this person is not good for you, so you can avoid them.
And if I want to help, I must help, but with no bad feeling, alright.
That's
Be
right.
Santa Claus.
Like helping your husband or your children, you should help them like that.
Okay. And why some people get angry when they hear about Dhamma talk, Ajahn? As
Because
actually this is
they don't like when people don't like to hear something, and if they have to hear, then they get angry.
yeah, because they stress with Buddha teaching such as cannot having expectation while they have a lot of expectation. Don't be greedy for wealth, while them the rich more better. Don't have sex desire, while them sex is something very important. So this all is because of karma that they haven't had the time to understand the Dhamma, Ajahn.
Yes, they don't have enough intelligence to appreciate the teaching of the Buddha.
So I must stop and don't talk about Dhamma for them, right?
That's right. You have to know the person that you want to give Dhamma to, whether they're happy to receive it or not. If they're not happy, then you should give it to them.
Okay. Last week Ajahn said, as a lay people can become an arahant. How can that be, Ajahn? A lay must find it very difficult to do as monk do, especially solitary.
I'm just saying some lay, not every lay person. Some lay person have strong mindfulness, have strong wisdom, and they can get rid of all defilements.
Does a Sotapanna still have sexual desire, Ajahn?
Yes, Sotapanna hasn't yet seen the body as being a super.
Okay. And now I want to asking about my meditation, Ajahn. When I'm focusing on the tip of the nose, my mind is still active. Is that a lower? Should I stop this running thought by adding attention to
No,
the
you
forehead?
cannot stop your mind. You just keep focusing on your breath and leave the mind alone. And as you're more focused, your mindfulness becomes stronger, then your mind will become less active, and eventually it will stop. It will stop by focusing, by developing mindfulness. It won't stop by trying to force it to stop.
If I force, it make me headache, right?
That's right. So you don't do that. You just keep watching your breath.
But it take times, Ajahn, maybe
Oh yes,
2 hours.
it might take 10 years, 20 years, but you have to be patient.
Okay, Ajahn. I will do it every day. Every
Okay.
day.
The more you
Ajahn,
do it, the quicker you will get the result.
yeah. I usually do meditation at the morning 3 hour, sometimes 4 hour, and at the evening 1 hour or 1/2 hour every day. I do it every day.
Good, good. Just keep doing it. And sooner or later, you'll come across the result.
Yeah. Thank you, Ajahn.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Let me go to Ying. Your Ying. You have any question, Your Ying?
No, just sit in. Namaste, พระอาจารย์
Okay, where are you from?
เชียงใหม่
Chiang Mai, I see. Okay. Chiang Mai, Thailand, Northern Thailand. Okay. Next is Seyuan. Seyuan from Singapore.
Hi, Ajahn. Good evening.
Yes.
Yeah,
Go
just now
ahead.
I'd like to ask you, just now you were sharing about concepts, how thinking a lot can make you crazy. But I feel that sometimes in our work, especially if it requires your brain, if you're not doing a manual labor, and then sometimes you keep thinking, and that's just part of your work. So last time I asked you before, Ajahn, like what can you do? Then you're saying that when you're not working, then just do Buddha, and I've been trying that. But when you have to think and it's all part of your work, then what can we do to help to ease our restless mind and to find some peace? Like to seek advice, Ajahn.
Well, when you find that you're becoming restless and agitated, then you should stop thinking, stop working, take a break, and go meditate. That's why people go on vacation and holiday. After they're working for some period of time, they find that the mind is overloaded, so they have to empty the mind. So but you don't have to take a holiday. You can take breaks and do meditation at your workplace, or even when you have your lunch break. Instead of going talking to your friend, chatting with your friend, why don't you just find a quiet room somewhere and then just calm your mind down, stop thinking temporarily. This is like this is like putting on a speed bump on the road. You know why people put speed bump on the road? Because they don't want people to drive too fast, right? So if you use speed bump for your mind, then your mind will slow down. It won't.
Yeah, actually now we are all working from home due to the COVID situation.
Yeah.
But sometimes because working at home, then the line between work and the place of practice, it gets quite blurred as well. So sometimes been trying, but still a little hard. But we'll continue trying.
You have to use moderation. You don't have to work so hard. Look at the goal of working. The real goal of working is to provide you with the four requisites of life. Really, that's all you want. Anything more than that is harmful to your mind. Because you use the money to buy things that will make your mind become attached to them, addicted to them. And when you cannot get them later on, you can become unhappy, very unhappy, sad and lonely. But if you just work and to provide yourself with just the four requisites of living, you don't have to work that hard. Then you will have more time to manage your mind, to calm your mind, to teach your mind, to let go of your attachment, to let go of your defilement.
Yeah, sometimes I feel work is just going around in circles because we're dealing with a lot of concept, a lot of thinking. So it never seems to end. Like the more you do, the more you do.
Right, the more you want, the more reward you get, the more reward you want to get.
Yeah,
the more
so
money
it's very
you
tiring.
want. And then you spend your money foolishly, buying something expensive when you can buy the same thing for less, but you want to spend more just for the heck of it. Then you would have to work harder to buy more expensive things for you. And then you become addicted to expensive things. You cannot buy cheap things anymore.
Yeah, it's a never-ending cycle.
Yeah. It's the same thing, right? A car can cost you many different prices, and they all do the same thing. It takes you from one point to another point, right? That's what a car does, right? Whether it's $1 million or $500,000, that's the same job, right? So why pay more for something that do the same thing for you?
Thank you, Ajahn, for advice. We'll work on it.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, we have Sulipan from Bangkok. You know how to unmute your microphone? Okay.
Yes. สวัสดีค่ะ
You're from Bangkok?
Yes, I'm from Bangkok. Ajahn, please. It's my first time here, and I don't know how I can find this terminal, this channel. So may I ask that where are you now, Ajahn? Are you in Thailand or?
Yes, I'm in Thailand. I'm in Chonburi at Wat Yannasangwararam.
Oh, ดีค่ะ it's my first time and I'm glad to be here and now meditation arranged on online too many now by Wat Thamamongkol in Bangkok. Have you ever heard about that?
Yes. No problem. Very young. Ajahn, very young.
Yes. It's the course name Vitanta Sa Samadhi.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
You have any question? You have any question? We're here to answer questions.
No, thank you.
Okay.
I would like to thank admin that accept me to join this. Thank you, พระอาจารย์
Okay,
สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดี
ค่ะ
Margareta from Indonesia. You're next.
Hello.
Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Good evening, Ajahn. Yeah. My question is, I always feel angry when I see my friend can let go of his job to fully practice, because like I feel like I am being attached too much to my family and my work. Every day always hectic. But when the energy comes, I feel sad. Like I'm not satisfied with my situation right now. So I try to let go my dissatisfaction and then try to practice as much as I can in my daily life, like in the just daily life while working, morning and then like that. But when I'm already happy in this situation, I feel like, am I being tricked with my defilement? Like previously, Ajahn answered in the previous question just now.
Well, if you are happy, don't worry about whether you're tricked or not. If you are tricked and make you happy, that's okay. No problem.
Okay. Because I feel like I'm walking in the same place. I don't feel like I move forward.
Yeah.
But I'm happy.
But just know how to correct if your mind happen to be sad. That's all. If you know how to get rid of your sadness, then you don't have to worry about whether you're being tricked by your defilement or not. And one way is to use mindfulness, just to recite a mantra when you're sad, or do some chanting, or meditate. Because sometimes it's hard to tell whether you're being tricked or not. So you just have to let it happen. Then you say, okay, I've been tricked. So then next time you'll be more careful.
Okay.
Don't worry too much, because by worrying you already been tricked, because you're not supposed to worry.
Oh, okay. Okay. Because sometimes I keep comparing my my own position right now with my other friends that always practicing and doing the learning Dhamma more than me, and then I feel like, am I doing the right thing? Am I on the right track? Because I keep like learning by myself, just and listening this Dhamma talk and something like that, and learning from the book also. So yeah, I think I just need to stop worrying then.
Yeah, you cannot measure yourself with other people, because we all have our own paces. Some other people might go faster than you. Some people might go slower than you. You just go on your own pace and don't worry about other people.
Okay.
Okay, that's it, Ajahn. I have no other question.
All right. Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Next, Sammy. Sammy, you want to ask any questions, Sammy? You turn off your video, so maybe you're not in the room right now. How about Bui Ponsi from Luxembourg?
สวัสดีค่ะพระอาจารย์ฮัลโหล Hello พระอาจารย์
Hello. Speak English.
Speak English Good afternoon พระอาจารย์ I'm from Luxembourg Today I have no question but I just want to come to listen and learning more. How are you today?
I'm still alive.
Okay?
I'm still alive.
Yeah. Is it a lot of rain over there?
Today, no rain today.
Yes, here is very bad weather, but it is okay, all right. Yeah.
Okay.
But I have no question. No, actually, I have no question.
Okay,
and
good
I
to see you.
practice,
Good to see you.
Yeah, I was during morning meditation, praying, evening also the same. But this morning I have a problem. Only is what not. It's, I don't know. It is cold or I not concentrate enough. Because when I did meditation, it was not well, but okay, I try it again 30 minutes. It was not well, and I try to do it again, and after 30 minutes, it's okay.
Just keep trying. Don't stop trying. One day you'll succeed.
Yes, I was not stop. I doing every day. I doing every day. Because some days they are okay, some days are okay. I may thinking because it is the mind. I cannot control them. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Nice talking to you.
I would like to have a bandwidth.
You wish upon yourself what you want and you'll get it. Okay.
Yes, I wish money.
Okay. May you be rich. May you be rich.
Sadhu. I wish you a good health. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, and hope to see you tomorrow at
Okay.
Ajahn.
Tomorrow night.
Yes, thank
Tomorrow
you.
night. Time.
Thank you. All right. Bye.
All right. Next, Sammy, you're back. Any question tonight or today?
Yes, Ajahn. Sorry about
No,
earlier.
no,
I
I'm
had
not finished.
phone call.
Go ahead.
Oh, she's
Go
not
ahead.
finished. Yes, I just want to say my meditation has been improving lately. And it's a result of sitting more and more often. But I noticed that I'm reaching every time this stage where there's a lot of like waves of goosebump in the body, a very pleasant. I don't know if I can call it piti.
Yes, it's called piti.
But yes, but I'm not going to the stage of the ekagrata. Just
Not
getting
yet,
stuck
not
at this
yet.
level.
You're halfway there. Yeah, you can continue on focusing on your breath or on your meditation object. Continue on. Don't stop. Don't stop at that point. Once you stop, then you're stuck there. If you're watching your breath, continue on watching your breath. Don't pay attention to your piti.
I think I'm getting too much attached to the piti, too much craving or attachment to it.
Tell yourself that there's something better waiting for you. You only win the second prize. You need to go for the first prize, which is equanimity.
I never reached that stage before.
Yeah, just keep buying the lottery ticket, and then you'll win the first prize. Don't stop buying. When you win the second prize, if you stop buying, then you won't get to the first prize. But if you keep buying, then eventually you'll get to the first prize. So continue on meditating. Don't stop. Keep focusing on your breath. If you're using your breath, on the mantra. If you're using your mantra, don't stop. You're near there. You're almost there now.
Yes, but I also notice how important the environment, the outside environment is, I think it also has to do something because
you need a quiet environment.
yes. Right now I'm wearing these headphones because my niece is being very noisy outside. It's her studying time and she doesn't want to study. So yeah, I think a more quiet place would help me a lot. But I'm not really able to go anywhere else right now.
Well, putting on your headphone is good enough. It will stop a lot of noise from going to your ear.
These are special headphones. Actually, they also cancel some of the sound, but not all of it. But some of it is also gone. So I do use them for meditation.
That's good.
So another question is, do I have to aim to like sit for a specific amount of time for that penetration to happen? Like, do you suggest the
There's no time.
2 hour sitting?
There's no time indicator. You know, time is not the indicator. Mindfulness is the indicator. So you can sit for hours and not reaching anywhere if you don't have enough mindfulness to stop the mind from thinking. But if you have strong mindfulness, you can reach that point in 5 minutes. So don't worry about the time, worry about mindfulness. Whether you have it or not, but you can stay focused on your meditation object or not.
Yeah, so usually I stop the session when the pain becomes very excruciating in the leg.
Try to recite a mantra instead. Use mantra. If you cannot watch your breath, try to use the mantra. Buddho Dhammo Sangho Buddhang Saranang Gacchami or something like that. Keep your mind busy.
Yeah, I'm chanting a lot of Itipiso.
Yeah, okay.
Itipiso always.
After a while, the pain will not bother you. Then you can come back and watch your breath again.
Okay, Ajahn. Thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome. Keep up, you know, don't give up. Keep pushing yourself.
I will.
Okay.
Thank you.
Next, Vignesh VK from India.
Okay. Hello.
Hello. Yes, can hear you. Okay.
Yes. Good evening, Ajahn. Yeah. Today I have no question. Just would like to listen your talk.
And you're from India, right?
Sorry.
Are you from India?
No, from Malaysia.
Oh, from Malaysia. Okay. Good to see you.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Let me go to Facebook now. Facebook, any question from Facebook tonight?
There are 2 questions from Facebook,ท่านอาจารย์.
Go ahead.
First question from Panyawati Sayale. Dearท่านอาจารย์, respectful greetings from Germany. Thank you for your teaching. My question is, when the doctor told me that I might have a tumor on the pancreas, I was not scared or agitated, but could accept that time might be up soon and took preparation. I was peaceful and I have faith that I can manage this test. But finally, it turned out that I am cancer-free for now after some more testing. But when my toenail suddenly fell off some days ago, my mind reacted to my astonishment with irritation. Why is that so? Am I attached to form? I was a designer once. Maybe that's why. And what to do next? Thank you.
Well, you just have to do the same way you do with the cancer. That sickness can happen to any parts of your body. And it can be different type of causes of sickness. But they are all the same thing. They are sickness of the body. And you will have to learn to live with it.
Next question from Poliang Soon. What is the meaning of piti?
Piti is translated as rapture, I think. Rapture means be kind of, you're so happy that your tears fall down, you're tearing up, or you have goosebumps or something like that. It's called piti. This can happen when you meditate. When your mind becomes calmer and calmer, you feel rapture, you feel piti. Sometimes you have goosebumps, or sometimes you have tears in your eyes. Is that all for tonight?
One more question just come,ท่านอาจารย์ Question from Yapto. Namaste, Ajahn. I have a question. Can Sotapanna feel angry and feel like to have sex? Thank you.
Yes. Sotapanna still have anger and still have desire for sex, because Sotapanna hasn't yet seen the asubha of the body.
That's all, ท่านอาจารย์
Okay. Anybody else? We have second round now. The first round has been through. Now it's the second round. If anybody have any question, please raise your hand and unmute your microphone.
Karen first.
Hello, I have another question. I'm curious. Is there in Buddhism, what is the thinking as far as inheritance, leaving your money or your house or whatever to? Are you required to leave them to your children, even if your children are?
No.
Okay.
They don't belong to you once you die. They don't belong to. They are not under your control anymore. Even when you're alive, they don't really belong to you, because you cannot always keep it with you. Sometimes you're gonna lose it. So we look at it as something that we just possess temporarily, and once we are gone, then somebody else took over. But we don't. You can make will and give your possession to whoever you want to give to. There's no no prohibition on this thing. You can give up before you die, or you can give it after you die. If you give before you die, you are doing charity. If you give it after you die, it's like paying taxes. You are forced to give up. So it's no charity.
So there's no bad karma if I decide to not leave it to one person or anything. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody? เอาหญิง from Chiang Mai.
Okay. I was heard that you say oftenly jhana. What does jhana means?
Chan.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. In Thai, we cut off the na, just chan. In English, you have to say jhana. Okay. Anybody else? You're welcome. We still have some time left. Monica? Okay, Monica.
Ajahn, just now you mentioned about the Sotapanna has not seen the asubha of the body, but the Sotapanna is supposed to be a noble one, and she's supposed to already let go of the body. What is the difference in this?
Just let go of death, of giving up the body, and sickness of the body, painful feeling of the body. Sotapanna is not afraid of death, it's not afraid of sickness or painful feeling. But Sotapanna still see body as being beautiful. See his or her own body, or seeing somebody else's body as being beautiful or good looking, and still have sexual desire for them. And in order to get rid of this sexual desire, you have to look at the other side of the body. Look at the unpleasant side of the body, like the parts under the skin. If you see a skeleton, you have any desire for a skeleton? When you see a skeleton, you have any sexual desire? We all have skeleton, right? How come you still have sexual desire for a body because you don't see the skeleton hidden under the skin. So you want to teach your mind to look under the skin. Like they say, beauty is skin deep, right? Once you go under the skin, then you don't see anything as being beautiful at all. This is the work of a Sotapanna. Once he has become a Sotapanna, he knows that his next problem is his sexual desire that he has to get rid of. So he will start to contemplate on the Supa, on the 32 parts of the body, or on the different types of corpses, different 10 stages of a corpse, to see that this is the body that you are infatuated with or passionate for. That it's not really good looking or attractive at all. Then you can stop your sexual desire. Every time you have sexual desire, you start to think of the skeleton, or the intestines, or the internal organs, or think of the body as being a corpse. Once you see that, then your sexual desire will be eliminated. This is the work of the next two levels, called Sakidagami and Anagami. The difference between these two is that the Sakidagami, the level of a Sotapanna, can only see a Supa only half of the time. So he or she can only stop sexual desire half of the time. And at other time, when he or she doesn't see the body as a Supa, sexual desire can come up. But when you reach the third level, that's when you see a Supa all the time. Every time you see a body, you see the skeleton, you see the corpse. Once you see that, then your sexual desire cannot arise forever. Okay.
So there is this group of people, they don't have the fear to die, they don't have the fear of a sickness.
Yes, but they still want to have a husband or a wife. They cannot live alone, they're still lonely.
But then they are not afraid to die if they have to die now.
That's right. They're not afraid to die, or they're not afraid to lose their loved ones, because they know this is something that cannot be prevented.
Very complicated.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. So it is different level. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. It's a different problem. Sexual desire is another problem that Sotapanna hasn't yet solved. A Sotapanna only solved the problem of fear of death and fear of sickness, or fear of aging. Okay. Anybody else? Sammy again. Sammy?
Yes, Ajahn. I was just wondering, since as a layman, we can reach, I think, up to the stage of the anagami, no? So what is the right motivation to want to become ordained?
Well, once you become an anagami, you want to ordain because you have no reason to be a lay person anymore, because you don't have sexual desire. The reason why you don't want to ordain is because you still have sexual desire, and you cannot live with this sexual desire. But once you have got rid of this sexual desire, then there's no reason to remain a lay person anymore.
So it's better to wait until we're anagami to ordain?
It's up to you. It doesn't matter how you get there. You can get there as an ordained person. You can get there as a non-ordained person also. It's not whether your status is your ability to develop wisdom and samadhi or not. That will be the indicator of your success.
Sadhu, sadhu.
Okay. Anybody else?
Jacob.
Evie, huh? Evie first. Okay, Evie.
Ajahn, thank you. Ajahn, why do most people only can say about goodness, but I find that they are so difficult to applicate in their deeds?
I don't understand your question. Can you please say clearly?
Why does the most people only can say about the goodness, about goodness things, but I find that they are difficult to applicate in their practice. Just saying about goodness, but their deeds are not like
Well,
they say.
saying is easy than doing. See. It's easy to say,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'll keep the precept," but never keep it. You know, you can
Yeah,
say, "Oh, I'll
why?
keep the precept," because it's easy to say, but it's hard to do.
It's because they just understand on the brain, but the heart doesn't knowing.
They don't have the ability to keep the precept, but they want to show people that they can. So they say, I will keep the precept, but they never keep it. See.
Yeah, most people like that. And
Yeah.
about Ajahn
People like to show up, but they don't show what they do. They just show by saying what they can do.
Yeah, so much people like that, Ajahn.
But
It's really
including you and me.
yeah. So I think maybe we know just in the brain, but the heart is not knowing.
Yeah, the
So
heart
we
cannot
cannot
do it because the heart is being blocked by the defilement. See? The defilement don't want the heart to do it. The defilement allow the heart to say, to speak, but not allow the heart to do.
And the defilement walk in our heart. Is right, Ajahn. The defilement active
Defilement is
in
in the
our heart.
heart. Yeah. That's why you find it hard to keep the New Year's resolution, right? Every New Year you say, I'm gonna do this, I'm not gonna do that. But when the actual time comes, you're not able to do it.
Yeah. So we must see
you need
clearly.
mindfulness. You need mindfulness to be able to force the mind to do something.
Yeah, I must so be careful and be careful to see it clearly. All right, Ajahn. And
That's
Ajahn,
part of it. The other half is you have to have mindfulness in order to be able to tell the mind what to do and not to do.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay.
Ajahn, if I bought vitamin and supplement to improve my body metabolism, but indirectly it can make the body more thin and can beautify the body shape, is that is defilement?
It depends on your purpose. If your purpose is to look after your body, to make it healthy and strong, then it's okay. If you want to beautify it, then it's not.
Okay, Ajahn. About Ajahn explanation earlier about Sotapanna not being afraid of pain, does it mean getting hit by a knife or injured body part is they are Sotapanna not agitated about the feeling pain, Ajahn?
They feel the pain, but they don't react to the pain. They have no dukkha in the mind when the pain of the body arises.
Just feel good feeling, but they have injured, they not agitated about the feeling.
Right, they're not hurt mentally, but only hurt physically.
Okay, Ajahn, thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? Any question?
We have a Jacob. He just come. Check out.
Okay.
Hello, Ajahn. I have no questions. I'm just going to listen.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I think Facebook has a question. Okay, go ahead.
We have 5 more questions from Facebook,ท่านอาจารย์. First question from Pauline Soon. How the 5 aggregates relevant to the meditation?
Well, the 5 aggregates are objects of attachment the mind attached to. And this cause dukkha in the mind. So you want to meditate and teach the mind to let go of the attachment to the five aggregates in order to be free from dukkha.
Next question from Amon Pan Pink. Namaskaran พระอาจารย์ May I ask another question ค่ะ? I'm wondering why our mindfulness level can be different through time. One time that I meditate, I feel focused and think of nothing. While another time, I could not focus well, especially when I have more stuff to consider or to design. Does this mean that my mindfulness strength has reduced? Thank you.
Yes, it's anicca. See, it can increase and it can decrease. It depends on you. If you keep being mindful, then it will keep increasing. When you're not being mindful, then it is decreasing.
Next question from Pauline Soon. As a meditator, do we have to understand about greed, delusion, aversion, ignorance in detail? Thank you.
Yes, you have to know them because they are your enemies. You want to catch them, put them in jail, or slice them up, kill them.
Next question from Kim Lee. My relevance and appreciation to your teaching, ท่านอาจารย์ Sometimes during meditation, especially walking meditation, defilement arise. Sometimes I was lost and went after it. After listening to my answer from you the other days, I am more confident that I am practicing correctly. While defilements arise during walking meditation, I was aware of it, alternate with contemplating asubha. I did intently put my whole effort. I was almost lost with the battle, but I won. I was proud of myself, but today, during evening break, I was very tired from work since morning. I sat down on the staircase and about to eat some snack, which I know I should better not do so. I tried to contemplate asubha while sitting on the staircase, alternate with being aware of desire, but I lost the battle. If I can always win the battle, except from having peaceful mind, I will also have good health. Please give me some advice about my case. Thank you.
Well, you should not stop contemplating. As soon as you stop contemplating on asubha, then you lose. It's like taking medicine. If your illness hasn't yet been eliminated, you have to keep taking the medicine. If your desire is still working, then you have to use the contemplation to get rid of your desire.
Next question from Pauline Soon. Why most of meditators, after they reach the state of calmness, emptiness, and a point of concentration, they cannot reach further anymore? Thank you.
Because that's the end of the line, like riding a train. Once you get to the station, you cannot go any further. You have to get off the train and maybe catch a plane or something to go further. Once you have reached the jhana, then you cannot go any further than that. If you want to go further, you have to develop wisdom. When you come out of jhana, then you will go further.
And last question from Tek Ting Loon. How to understand my delusions and craving as a lay person and not letting it hinder me from seeing the truth? Thank you.
When you see something as good, then you are delusional already, because nothing is good for you. Everything are like narcotics. They're not good for you. But people take narcotics because they think it's good for them. So everything, like the five sensual objects, they are not good for us. They're not good for our mind because they are like narcotics. We can become addicted, and we will be hurt once we are addicted, and when we cannot have them, then we can become miserable. So anytime you think of anything in this world as being good for you, then you are delusional. Anytime you think that everything in this world is bad for you, then you are you have wisdom. Okay.
Ajahn, one more question.
All right.
From Polling Soon. How to develop the wisdom in meditation? Thank you.
When you meditate, you don't develop wisdom. You develop wisdom when you're not meditating. Like right now, you develop wisdom by listening to Dhamma talks. You hear something that you might not have heard before, and then you give you a better understanding of the truth. So this is the way to develop wisdom. The first step is to listening to Dhamma talk. The second step is to contemplate on what you have heard from the Dhamma talk, so that you don't forget. Because if you don't, when you listen to Dhamma talk, you might understand it briefly, and when you stop contemplating or thinking about what you have heard, you can forget again. So the next step is to keep on thinking of the Dhamma teaching of the Buddha when you're not listening to Dhamma talk, to maintain it in your mind, to keep it in your mind. So then you can apply it when you have your defilements arises. When your defilement arises, then you apply the wisdom that you have studied from the Buddha to get rid of your defilement. So these are 3 levels of wisdom, development of wisdom. First level is to listen to Dhamma talk or study Dhamma books. Second, try to think about these Dhamma talks and now that you have studied or read or heard, so it stays in your mind, not disappearing from your mind. The third step is to apply this wisdom when you have defilements. And when you have wisdom, you can get rid of your defilement. Okay?
ท่านอาจารย์
No more question?
No more questions.
Okay. Anybody else?
We have a Rose come from
Rose?
Yeah,
Okay, Rose.
Florida. Okay.
Come on in, Rose. I haven't seen you for a long time. Thank you for your donation. Cannot hear you. Somehow your sound doesn't come through.
Hello, Ajahn.
Yes, can hear you now. How are you?
Keep practicing, polishing the mirror.
Okay, that's right. Actually, there's no mirror to polish, you know. You're still deluded. You still see the mind as a mirror, when the mind actually is not a mirror. But that would be the last step, you know. Before that, you can treat it as a mirror. But eventually, you will have to see it. It's not a mirror. It's just an empty space. What happened to you? You disappeared from my screen, maybe on the other page. Okay. Are you still here, Rose? Cannot see you or hear you.
She's still in.
Oh, yeah, okay. You have anything to say, Rose? Nothing.
Just to say thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, you're welcome. I also would like to thank you for your generosity, for your donation for the school and for me. I have received them, okay? All right. Anybody else? Any question? If not, I will have to call this meeting to an end because it's almost 2 hours already. Okay? Thank you very much for your participation. I hope this meeting will help you, advance you in your practice, and encourage you to do the practice, keep up the practice. And if nothing goes wrong, I'll see you again next week. In the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay happy. Stay mindful. Goodbye for now.
สาธุค่ะ
สาธุค่ะ
Sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.